Good afternoon. This is Robert Harper with Virginia Farm Bureau. Glad to bring you the Merchandiser Minute for Friday, March 27th, 2020. Good day to everybody. I hope all your field work has gone well this week and that your families are well. Just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about this week in the trade and how it has impacted either the futures part of your price or the cash part of your price. We all know, again, agriculture is thick in the news. People have seemed to have a new appreciation for farmers, cattle producers, hog producers, chicken and turkey producers, as well as truck drivers with this virus situation that we're dealing with. And it's nice to see that appreciation come back. On the cattle side of things, it's definitely grass time in Virginia. The local sale barns around the state are adjusting to new COVID-19 or coronavirus protocols as they put their sales together every week, but the demand is definitely there for those feeder cattle, with Virginia having as good a reputation as any state for weaned feeder calves and a lot of grass to put them on here in the nearby term. So demand is back for those calves even amid the virus as well. The last 2 weeks we've seen amazing demand at the retail level for beef. The packers have seen their profits greatly increase. We've had some days in the last 2 weeks, this week included, where retail boxed beef values have had their biggest one-day gains ever. The week before last, we've talked a little bit about this. We saw some disparity between the futures price and the fat cattle or the live cattle price. That has done a lot to correct itself in the last week, and that's very positive for our producers, you all here in Virginia that maybe are finishing cattle or selling weaned feeder calves as well. So lots to look forward to as the grass is getting green on that side. When we think about this week, one of the big impacts we've seen with the coronavirus is global economy slowing down. That slowdown has definitely impacted the use of crude oil and all of its derivatives. That has taken ethanol to historic lows since it's been trading on the board. The futures price for a gallon of ethanol has not been this low before. For about a week and a half now, we've seen ethanol plants in the Corn Belt shut their doors. There's a lot of issues around that. Y'all have been reading about that. That's obviously been a big negative impact to demand. We're thankful that we've seen China came in and has bought significant amounts of corn and sorghum in the last 2 weeks, and that's offsetting what it looks like we're going to lose with ethanol with these plants being shut down. So we're going to have to see how that has played out. A lot of chain reactions with the ethanol plants going down. People who feed dry distiller grains or DDGs have been struggling to get that product. It's disappeared from a lot of areas. That's turned them again to soybean meal as the sole or the main protein ingredient in their rations. Soybean meal has spiked. We have seen a significant rally not only in meal, but the meal has brought up soybean futures. Take a look at that, especially if you've got old crop beans to market. We also have strong soybean basis right now for old crop beans around the state and in North Carolina. So give us a call if we can help you for that. But again, the ethanol situation is troublesome. That's a big headwind for corn futures. It's caused some degradation in a lot of communities, obviously, with those plants closing down. We've lived through that here in Virginia, and I'm sorry other people are having to experience it. So let's take a look at what the USDA said this week. Export inspections were as expected for corn and beans on Monday, below expectation on wheat. Exports, we got a phenomenal export sales report yesterday, Thursday, for corn, beans, and wheat, all above expectation. And the leader in every category, the top buyer, was China for corn, China for beans, and China for wheat. And they like to buy on breaks. Y'all know that. We've seen that for decades, and they've bought a lot in the last week, and we really need that demand and appreciate that demand coming back. Let's take a look at how the futures closed this week in Chicago in the middle of this chaotic time with markets and just major volatility. It's nice to see how the corn, wheat, and bean futures contracts did. We had May corn up 6 cents for the week to close at $3.46. We had May soybeans up 21 cents for the week. That's a big week, the best we've had in a while. They closed at $8.81 on the board in Chicago. And May wheat up 32 cents for the week to close at $5.71. Definitely bargain buying by end users and a lot of profit taken by speculators, but a positive week on the board. When we get to next week, remember we've got the quarterly stocks report on Tuesday at noon Eastern, March the 31st. That's going to tell us what was in the bin on March the 1st. We've got a lot of questions about those unharvested bushels and what those quarterly stocks are going to look like. We also get the all waited for and important prospective plantings report. That's the acres that you all intend to plant for corn and for beans. Remember, this survey is going to be effective. We're going to get the data on Tuesday, March the 31st, but the date of the decision is March the 1st. Everything's changed in the world since March the 1st, so keep that in mind when you see those acre numbers Tuesday. When you average most analytic firms that put their neck out there and do surveys and put an average out, 94 million corn expected, 83 million beans. We got month end next week. We got month beginning. That means money flows changing. Look for that. Watch South American weather. Obviously, it's going to all be about coronavirus. So we're going to see new monetary policy from where and around the world, port closures, whatever that might be. And we're going to be shifting gears, not only focusing more on coronavirus still, but shifting gears to the new crop. So give us a call if we can help you. A lot to talk about, a lot to digest. Remember, the House and Senate have passed a $2 trillion rescue package. There is money in that for agriculture, and we're going to dig into that. And you can as well and see what's there for us in the coming weeks and months. So give us a call if we can help you. Basis opportunities are available. Keep focusing on what you're doing, what you can control, and give us a call if we can help you with a marketing plan. This is Robert Harper with Virginia Farm Bureau's Grain Division.